So there's just a few things I want to mention about the Mega Size Gundams. I made my very first model actually was the RX-78 high grade, but it was also the Mega Size Gundam. And the reason why I say both because I made them on the same day, and that's actually how easy the Mega Size Gundam is to make. But one of the key features that I love about these kits, especially as someone who was new to the hobby, is someone mentioned in my last video an additional bonus tool, or even a must-have tool, is a part separator. And actually these mega size kits come with two of these part separators. You have this almost like I forgot what the name of that tool is, but then you have this to actually create that space between the plastic parts at first, and then this kind of to shimmy it and loosen it and help it to come the rest of the way up. These are actually recommended more than the metal part separators, because metal on plastic typically does not end out well, because the metal is so hard and the plastic can be brittle. It's almost like rock, paper, scissors. Metal is going to win that battle every time. So the fact that this comes with two of these, and it's easy, it's really easy to put together. There are a lot of times you don't even really need nippers for this kit. The parts just pretty much fall off of the runner. But if you do make a mistake, it comes with two sets of part separators. I think that's key for any newcomer to the hobby, especially with a mega size Gundam like this, which I believe is one of the best entry level kits for newcomers to the hobby. All right, another thing that stood out to me this time around is that they actually give you directions in this hobby book of how to use their Gundam markers for panel lining. Very, very detailed. Obviously, it's in Japanese. So, I mean, unless you understand Japanese, you won't be able to read it. But, I mean, the pictures are pretty self-explanatory, similar to the instructions in the kit. This is all you have to do. And most hobbies would tell you that actually, instead of using an eraser, especially with these markers, if you rub them off the surface before it dries, it actually comes right off. So you panel line within the creases like it shows you here.
And then if you have any excess residue on like the surface area, instead of using an eraser, you can just use your thumb. So that's just one of the beginner tips to help me out. The other thing that stood out to me was it shows you how to apply water decals. You see here it actually has the Mr. Mark softener pictured. That's actually very helpful after you use the water to get the decal off of the sheet. Apply it. The toothpick is also a great starter tip. Use like a very porous napkin or microfiber towel, something very soft, gentle, maybe toilet tissue, whatever, because you really just want to help dab some of the excess water, and that's about it. And the mark softener just helps to further, I guess, adhere it to the plastic. There's a whole science behind that. I'm not a scientist. I've read a bunch of reviews, but yes, it does absolutely work. Now, the Q-tip trick here, be very, very careful because a dry Q-tip can tear the decal. So you want to be super, super gentle. You shouldn't need to use the Q-tip to do anything further than letting this dry. Just don't put on too much. But even if I was just dabbing up the excess, I would still dab it like it shows here in this picture. Like I said, with a toilet tissue or something like that that's folded up. This in the past has actually torn one of my longer decals because it's just slightly rougher than it should be, I believe. So I wouldn't use a Q-tip, but that could just be me, user error, newbie. So, but that's just something that I found was useful. Again, this booklet is very helpful for newcomers. That's why I said this is probably one of the best kits. The Mega Size RX-78 and the Mega Size Zaku are probably two of the best starter kits for newcomers. So real quick, I wanted to show you guys a size comparison of a regular high grade compared to a mega size Gundam. I don't have a perfect grade. I know those are, I think, slightly shorter than, or maybe a little more than slightly shorter than a mega size. But here is a HG Zaku next to a panel liner, right? And then this is that same Zaku in front of a mega size RX-78. No exaggeration at all. Like that's the Zaku. This is the mega size. Like I said, I absolutely love the mega size brand. I mean, even as a newbie, I did all of this my first 2 weeks into the hobby. And I mean, I guess maybe prior experience with Lego, sure, could help. But Lego doesn't prepare you for water decal. Lego doesn't prepare you for panel lining per se. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. And honestly, like, so easy to put together, so beautiful of a model kit. This is something that I will revisit in the future as well. I would more than likely, want to even weather it once I get my weathering skills down. And there's obviously more places where I can even do more panel lining once I get the experience. I was just very nervous to go in those areas like that. But for the most part, I mean, I love this kit, 100%. Would recommend, 5 stars, great kit. You just need some room for it. I think it's 14 inches tall, and everything on it is, I think, 2 size. So whatever the scale would be for like a high grade version of this, everything it's the proportions that it should be. This RX-78 doesn't come with a bazooka though, but you see it comes with a shield, the 2 sabers, and the gun. So I look forward to doing the Zaku because I think it's going to be just as good, if not better.